So how to properly take off the Audi wheel? Well, do it with care, because, you know, one of the things is taking these off, you could either stand on it, or you could use the pole if you're using this big sort of old-fashioned jack. I got this old 3-ton Craftsman. Take this out, put it on there as a breaker bar, and it just makes it so much easier because you lack the leverage. The other thing I always do with every car, I put a towel here. I don't want any scratches. I don't want anything getting damaged. I want somebody to say, oh, it's got frame damage, because there's a lot of idiots who would see a scratch and say that, you know. So the other must-have for your Audi is for the caps. This little guy that's always in the back, or hopefully it's still there. So that's just a quick tip. You know, I saw somebody using tin foil, and I said, you know what, let me try it. The only downfall of tin foil versus the paper, of course, is that it won't absorb into it. I actually used cardboard here to cut out these pieces so I don't get the spray on there. So what am I doing? Well, this car only has 8,000 miles. The calipers are still in nice shape, but you know what? I did want to paint them. Years ago, when I used to work for one of my dealers, they did something very interesting. And I kind of noticed it over, you know, time. I'm like, what the heck are they doing? They had these templates that, not necessarily for every car, but pretty much they had templates. I guess they were cardboard, whatever. They would put them over and they would spray the calipers and maybe the discs, whatever, you know, on parts of the rotor to make it look brand new. Yeah, they were scamming people. What they would take off all the wheels and do this, and this is the paint. It's just regular paint. It's just going to make this look like it's new again. And you know what? It's giving it a nice coating. It's pretty friggin' interesting. Look, that's all it is. It's not red. It's not anything like that. But look at the difference there. Really, really nice. I gotta use my other hand and do it. Look, it's kind of running a little bit now because I'm doing it this stupid way, but just to kind of show you. But the thing about it is, it's really nice. You know what I mean? It definitely makes it nice. So my setup is all this, you know, a little pizza box, some paper. Very simple, you know what I mean? I have some tape too for a couple little areas. I'm just gonna go over this real quick and just kind of freshen everything up and put a coating. Up next, I'm going to ceramic coat the inside of these wheels. Like I said, 8,000 mile car, so pretty clean. Yeah, I did a little acid and I scrubbed it off or whatever, but pretty clean to begin with, you know what I mean? I want to keep this car as nice as possible. And another thing is, I have some bagged up leaves here, so this is what I'm using to rest on it. You do not want to rest on anything that's going to scratch your wheels or anything like that, so it's just really important to protect these guys. Go over it, you know what I mean? This will just help it when it comes to cleaning the wheels in the future. Yeah, I have this thing, and you know what? It actually works pretty good. It's not a brush. It's kind of like more of a microfiber on the inside, so it will definitely work. You know, I just want to make sure that it makes my life easier while I'm doing the calipers and everything else. You know, if I had painted calipers, like from the Porsche or something, I'd be doing the same thing right now. I'd be ceramic coating that. These are big wheels too. These are 20s on this Audi, kind of like a baby Q8 when you think about it. All right, there you go. Next must-have when you have an Audi is the guide, and this should be found in the back. Actually, you know what? I had nice aluminum ones. I don't know where they are. I have them hidden out somewhere, but these are great. You put these in to line up the wheel because, of course, you got the studs there. So, yeah, I mean the bolts that have to go in there. So it's always like a pain to try to get these things in and line them up. But this definitely does save a lot of time. Caliper's looking pretty decent. I'll tell you, these rotors aren't looking too good with 8,000 miles on them. I'll tell you that much. It happens because this vehicle was sitting outside. But, yeah. That guide is great. It's a necessity. It really is. So the other thing is the screwdriver. What is it for? Well, believe it or not, it's also for this. Maybe a lot of people don't realize that because they've never kind of used it for it, but these are actually for screwing in the bolts too, making your life somewhat easier. I actually sprayed everything just to make sure for the future I'm ready to go. So another tip is this: always have rubber gloves and other gloves in the back where you change the tire in that place. And the other good one is get a black plastic bag, a big one. And the reason why you want to do that is because usually when you take these out, I mean, it's going to be all dirty, you know, nothing's ever nice. Especially if you want to change a tire fast, you throw that thing in a nice big plastic bag, you roll it into it, and then you just throw it in the back. And of course, this big 20 is not going to fit where that compact spare was. So there you have it. This will be much easier to put the mud flap on this. You know what it was? I wasn't really planning on doing the calipers and doing all this work, but it just kind of happened. Not so difficult. It really isn't. You know what I mean? Now I just got to mask this thing up and paint this last one, and then I just got to add, here it is, the last mud flap. Should be very easy. Truly a work of art. It is gorgeous looking that way, you know. So that's it. I'm done. Put that last wheel on. I don't know if you could really tell. Probably during the day. It looks good. You know, I don't want it to look I want it to look factory. I don't want it to look as if I painted it or whatever. It just really cleans up. I didn't wash the car because unfortunately it's going to rain heavily tonight. It sucks. But at least now the heavy duty stuff is done. The insides where I can't get to, I could always wash the outside the next day and everything. So good little project. Took me, I don't know, for probably like 5 hours. You know, wasn't in a big rush either. Was kind of doing a little bit at a time. Take a break. Whatever. Was it 5 o'clock? Yeah. You know, the biggest problem is, honestly, in my garage, is light. I gotta buy a nice light. That's, you know, having the tools of the trade. I gotta clean up this place now. It's so dirty. I like to have a nice, organized place, but it's just difficult. It really is sometimes. All right, there you go. Audi Q3. And any Audi really, to kind of freshen up the rotors, do that kind of stuff. And definitely ceramic coating the inside of the wheel makes a big difference. I guarantee you now, should be much easier to clean inside. I have that little wand to put inside the, you know, and just get it all going.